Everyone is aware of the stress associated with high school. Stress is described as a state of mental or emotional strain resulting from demanding circumstances. Speaking directly to an AP Lang class, you're more likely than not to be balancing more than one AP course. FISD describes AP Language and Composition as introducing college-level rhetoric and writing curriculum to the junior class. AP United States History is described as a college-level course designed to give students the opportunity to study the history and development of the United States. Alongside these classes and many others, the average AP student is met with a massive drop-off of college-level expectations and deadlines. For some, stress doesn't just come straight from school hours alone. They get stressed from juggling between homework, studying, and jobs, and for the most part, this stress is unhealthy. Based on a survey by the American Psychological Association, teens are reported to have high stress levels beyond healthy. Based on the survey's 10-point scale, a healthy level of stress is a mediocre 3.9. However, during the school year, teens are reported to have stress levels of 5.8, compared to the reported levels for adults of 5.1. The stress levels are remarkably similar to those of adults, and while this may seem only temporary or subject to fluctuation, teens also reported to have high stress levels of 4.6 during the summer. High stress levels year-round? There are various reasons for these alarming statistics. As kids move up the school system, so does the difficulty level of the curriculum. This means more work, more demands, and you guessed it, more stress. Moving from middle to high school, grades and performance are emphasized more, and expectations reach higher peaks than ever before. Along with the fear of failing, want for clubs and outside activities, and social pressures, students strive to meet the demands presented to them, and sometimes they push too far. Unable to balance all of their commitments, teen stress skyrockets. Some teachers realize this. One of our very own AP teachers responded by saying, "The biggest disservice adults can do is say, it's just school." Everything we do now matters, and knowing that, we ourselves try our best in every way possible year-round, draining us even more. So, while it's comforting to know that some teachers are on our side, the majority of the time, the odds feel overwhelmingly stacked against us. The teacher also made a good point saying, some of these students have 8 AP classes, and I don't know if that's good for the psyche or the soul. Taking so many challenging courses not only affects our mentality, but also our emotional and physical health. And thinking about the future, don't even get me started. Senior year, college applications, deciding a major, praying you get in, changing majors, finding the right career. Students are already stressed about the immediate situation, but when asked to think about the future, it only gets worse. This mounting stress is evident in our very own CHS students. In our own survey, we asked a variety of questions to both freshmen and juniors regarding school and stress. Here are some of their responses. Freshmen, first year of high school, turning away from the awkward middle school years and living out high expectations of a new start. Wonderful days, really. When asked to describe high school in 3 words, many used the words fun, valuable, exciting. But if those were the only responses, then why would we be here? Many freshmen also responded with tiring and stressful. And when asked to give percentages of stress at the beginning, middle, and end of the year, an overwhelming majority answered 75 to 100% all year round. They don't even know the half of it. Funny, really. When asked on their take of how stressed they would be later in their high school careers, many answered along the lines of, not at all. None, zero, zilch. Oh, how I wish that was true. Next, we asked the junior class for their take on stress. The most used words were drama, fun, and once again stressful. Kind of a reoccurring theme going on here. Some honorable mentions included competitive, draining, death, and my personal favorite, with 14 H's. That's right, one of you answered that. Pretty much a scream for the ages. Moving on to stress percentages, the juniors gave a more time-linear answer. At the beginning of the year, the majority answered having been only 25% stressed. This grew with the middle of the year being split between 50 to 75%. And here we are now, nearing summer break, feeling the summer breeze, the long-awaited sleep. Juniors reported overwhelmingly to be feeling 100% stressed. Could be a slight exaggeration, but I think we can all agree that it's pretty dang close. Alongside this, we also asked the juniors what goals they had set for themselves during freshman year. The answers were to be expected. The usual high grades and straight A's, as well as the now important high GPA, and the need for being top 10%. However, goals aren't always reached, right? And after sharing their goals, the juniors left pretty knowing comments such as, not very plausible, couldn't care less, and I had a will to live, now I don't. Optimistic, if you ask me. The survey also questioned how stressed current juniors thought they would be next year's seniors. For the most part, many answered that they believed they would be just as stressed, if not more, as they are now, with one entry saying, and I quote, more stressed than the Poland Prime Minister was when Germany invaded them. LOL. So what do all of these responses tell us? School is a never-ending stress slugger that doesn't slow down for anything, but instead just piles and piles more on until it no longer can, or in other words, until there aren't any state-required school days left.